Hello! We're doing something different tonight. It's quite rare, actually. We're normally always doing the same things. But tonight is a different thing. Indeed, 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 indeed. So, tonight, I'm actually doing a lot of, Dungeon Master stuff. So, I normally don't, well, let's put it this way. I used to do Dungeons and Dragons a long time ago, but it really wasn't for a long time, and I don't really have, like, a lot of experience in it. And then one of my longtime friends, hit me up and was all like, hey, I really want to try Dungeons and Dragons. And then our other good friend, our other best friend, I should say, actually, ended up being all like, oh, okay, cool, like, I want to do this too. And I was like, that's completely fair. I can figure it out. Like, I can get this done. And it was kind of funny because, like, you know, like, I've done writing for 15 years. I've written, like, 7 novels. One was supposed to be published a couple of years ago, but pregnancy happened. I had my son. So I never actually published it, which was kind of interesting, actually. Because it kind of, like, I don't know. It changed a little bit of my endeavors when it came to writing. I really wanted people to enjoy it and have, like, oh, this is, like, dope. Hold on, I gotta turn this down for myself a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And it changed, like, a lot for me personally because I was, like, then I got, like, really, like, determined to kind of, like, start publishing and stuff like that and really get, like, a lot of, that kind of stuff together. So, so basically, long story short, we really got into it. It was kind of fucking funny. We really got into it, to the point where it's, like, now become, like, a whole thing. I did buy World Anvil, because I found a really nice discount code. So I was like, ooh, this is pretty cheap. I'll go and fucking do this. So right now, I'm basically just, writing, the session reports out, for our first session, which actually happened, like, a month, almost 2 months ago now. But basically, I am going to be doing a character creation, for imagery, for a friend of mine. And tonight's normally my night that I stream. So I said to my friend, I was like, if you want to, like, hop onto the stream so you can actually see what I'm doing. And it's normally just me and very few people, that pop on. So it's like, all right, you know, it's private. Like, you know, like, nothing crazy. So you'll see me texting a lot too. I think I might call my friend. So he would be on the stream. But yeah, no, so I'm basically just going to be writing and talking about Dungeons & Dragons and doing the character creation. And the character creation thing is really funny, actually, because basically I normally do, I don't like having to draw from basics when it comes to D&D because there's always so much to do and it just overwhelms the fuck out of me. Like, it completely overwhelms the fuck out of me when I do it. So normally what I do is that I'll look for something online, and I'll edit it, but I'll still credit it, if I need to use it publicly. And I'll be like, oh, I got it from this source, yada, yada, yada. But sometimes I actually use AI, and then I edit the AI. So I have my iPad with me, too, in case we need to do stuff. Because I'm doing a lot of Dungeons & Dragons tonight. But I think after I do character creation, I'll probably hop on to 33. I might! We don't know. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But right now I'm doing Session 1's, report, on World Anvil. I actually really like World Anvil. Like, actually to the point where, like, I'm a little bit obsessed. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge industrial fan about this, actually. But basically, we literally started with all of us kind of, like, not really knowing what we were doing. I'm a very, young, DM. I only DM'd once, like, 6-7 years ago now. It was, like, 6 years ago I DM'd. And I only DM'd because it was the same kind of situation. A bunch of my friends kind of came together. Hold on, distraction. Um, and it was like a couple of my friends that were all like, oh, I really want to get into it. It was actually one of my best friend's girlfriends was like to me and was all like, hey, a lot of my friends play D&D, but they're all in the middle of campaigns. And you know, like, once you get, like, like, I didn't actually know this at first, but I understand it now. Once you have, like, a vibe with, like, the people that, like, you have in, like, the party and the team as overall, like, once you have a vibe, you have a vibe. It's sometimes hard for people to, like, welcome in new people when you have, like, a campaign that's already started. So I didn't know this at the time. I know it now. Like, I understand why and, like, social implications and, like, also too, like, if you're somebody who plays DM, you're already going to be a little antisocial, and then there's the other side of you that's completely, like, an extroverted theater kid, and that's why you play D&D, is that part of you is just like, oh, I just want to go and live my fantasy out in, like, real life and have other people validate it. That's, like, the whole reason for this. And I didn't understand it at that time. But I was like, yeah, and then, like, her boyfriend, which was my best friend, still is one of my best friends to this day, was all like, yeah, sure, I'd love to learn it because she's into it. Like, why don't we do it? And you like to write stories. You've been a writer for 15 years. And I was all like, oh, yeah, sure, why not? At that point, it was like a decade. But I have written several novels already. I've only written, like, 2 new novels in the past 5 years. I've rewritten a lot of my old ones is what I ended up doing. Those are the ones that are getting published, just the rewrites of some of my original ideas. But they were like, yeah, sure, why not? We got, like, another friend involved. Oh my god, I said another friend. My boyfriend at the time, he got involved. I was like, oh, another friend? Who the fuck was it? Oh yeah, my ex. If there was nothing more relatable in this world, I think it was that sentence in and of itself. Still love that kid to this day. Great person. God damn it. Just needed to fucking figure out their fucking relationship skills. Holy shit. But great friend. Great friend. Absolutely fantastic. And we had a great time. And it was really fun. Like, we'd be up until, like, 2, 3 a.m. just doing, like, you know, just exploring mechanics, just trying to figure things out. Sometimes one-on-one sessions when, like, no one else could work, hang out and nothing was working. To just, like, trying to get the feel of it. And so when this happened, completely different friend group, another best friend that I have had, actually for longer than anyone in that friend group, was all like, I really want to try this. I was like, okay, I'm convinced. I've gotten my toes wet. I'm willing to dive in now. And so we fucking dived in. It was actually kind of fire. It's been amazing so far. But yeah, no, we started with an official campaign. We started with the Bandit's Nest, actually, which is a great PDF. You can find it for free or you can buy it. It's like $3 if you buy it. But the Bandit's Nest it's designed for first level players. Which actually I should embolden in this, actually, because it's important information. And then this should be, hello? This one. There we go. But I don't think really anything clicked until, like, I did include it in this report. So, like, they were trying to get their footing. This is my longtime friend, Froth. My longtime friend for, oh my god, a decade. I've known this person for a decade. A lot of decades, a lot of 10s by 5s and shit. ADHD moment. The person who plays Froth is one of my longtime friends, who's the one I'm doing the character creation thing for tonight. He was never one much for role playing. It describes him perfectly. That is him. But he really wanted to play because he was interested in the mechanics. And then Muldroner, or also known as Mully, is another of our more recent friends we've known for like 3.5 years, I think. Also known as Mully, who had the inner theater kid. There it is. And I do have a flair for style. Thank you. I am gassing myself. Glazing. Froth did need some encouragement at first. Mully was like kind of diving right in, getting his footing. But this was the funniest thing. I had actually dressed for the occasion as Angela, the female barkeep. That was actually something I did. I had like my awesome fucking green skirt and like my kind of like blouse, trouser, shirt with like a corset built into it. It's pretty cheap. You can find it on Shein. And I wore that, and, like, I was like, guys, are you ready? I love dressing up, because I used to dress up when I played in the first time I did everything. So I dressed up as the female barkeep, and I was really ready to kind of, like, ease them into it. I literally had no idea what I was doing. A lot of it was just fucking free play. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, well, we were going to start in the middle of a tavern and stuff, and they introduced themselves. We had a weird retcon reason that they met each other through a common person, which I literally just completely forgetting that we had agreed upon this until I went through this writing of the report, that we had actually had pre-agreed, and I said, oh no, that's part of a different timeline. Like, I totally, like, threw it to the side, but that was not actually the case. We did agree on that they kind of knew each other briefly from being introduced from a mutual friend. Which is kind of funny. Doesn't really fit with how the characters have developed now, but, like, so I kind of, like, I was like, Ex Machina that shit, get rid of it. Just throw it out. Just throw it out. I was like, no, I was in another universe, guys. I said that the last session. I completely made it up, but I swear to God, I thought it was the truth. But yeah, that's how they originally had it, was that. But basically, in-game, they're trying to, like, figure each other out, like, oh, I might know you. And Molly turned to the barkeep and said, excuse me, barkeep, sir, a drink to be had. And I put a lot of thought into my outfit. And the DM, thoroughly aghast as she had dressed up as a maiden, stared him dead in the eyes and with sudden enthusiasm and thick bogus action. Excuse me, sir. It's ma'am! And it was beautiful. It was fucking hilarious. We all started shitting ourselves, and that's how you knew that this shit was meant to be. That was literally it. That was it. Everything since then has been fucking golden. We've had great moments. We've had, like, those kind of, like, movie-esque moments since then that have just been, like, mwah, mwah, just, mwah, delicious. Like, there's so much soup. I did that the other day when we had one of our last ones. I was like, guys, I'm so happy you did this. I was like, it's like soup! Drink the soup! Just drink it! Drink the soup! But basically, yeah, so it was great. Some Vine moments. But basically they talk to the barkeep. Barkeep's all like, oh, the owner of the tavern, Lila, she's missing. Which is one of the characters in the original, campaign PDF. And her dad's offering like 50 gold, and he's a merchant guild master or whatever. In the actual PDF, he's supposed to be like a merchant or whatever, like a lower noble to an extent. And also, too, we had no idea what the economy was. At the time, the team believed this to be a handsome reward. Not actually true. 50 GP is kind of mediocre if your kid was missing. But basically, they ended up noticing a group of strange men. And then the party decided to split. Now, you'd be surprised. Most of the time in DMing and, like, Dungeons & Dragons, they always say, don't split the team. Like, don't do it. I will be honest with you. We do it too often. It happens, like, all the time. Because they both want to do their own things. And they're chill with that. They're like, yeah, I trust you. You go do your own thing. Because that's how our friendship is in real life. Is all like, oh, yeah, go do your own thing. And it'll be fine. In DMing, it's like in Dungeons & Dragons in general, it's, like, it's kind of weird. Because, like, you have to, like, jump in between. Now I make them roll to see who goes first if they split. But before I was all like, oh, who wants to go first? They're like, oh, you could go first. Oh, I guess you could go first. It's fine. And then now that we've gotten, like, more into, like, the hard-earned, like, establishment of what it's supposed to be, we're now, like, at this point now where we're all like, okay, just roll. Like, rock, paper, scissors. I don't care who fucking does it. Just decide who goes first. But basically we were doing that. So I was writing this out. I'm waiting for my friend to join. I did, this is kind of the culmination of things. So I'll show you a little bit, actually. I am going to do this, though. Copy that, just in case it didn't save, because I've been sitting here for a hot minute. So basically, this is, can you see it this way? This is the actual page. This is World Anvil. It's actually kind of nice. So if we go to here's the home page. So I can put all of these are all things that they've completed already. This is a map of the Bandit's Nest that you can actually find in the official PDF. This is an original drawing that I used AI to make it look a little bit better. Because it's the ADHD. I can't sit there and focus on that shit for that long. But I did, a lot of this is all hand-drawn. So, this is the city they're in right now. And then this was the secret in the sewers. Now this photo actually, you can find this online. As you can tell, I cropped it and got rid of some extra shit. Because I was like, we really only need this area. But yeah, no. So they have an entire campaign. This was a tester person. Molly hasn't actually added his person to this thing yet, which is fine because I'll be honest with you, it's kind of a little bit of a work and like it goes through a lot of stuff. But you can actually go through everything. Everything here is what the players already know. There's nothing new or any secrets because I can write secrets while I do it. Where only I can see them, but they can't see it. So, like, this was the Bandits Nuts, the first one that we did. That's what that first report was about. Return to the Tavern's the second session. Which I'm going to get rid of this as a plot beat and remove it because these are supposed to be more of, like, those little pinpoint pieces. And then you have all the different people. Although it joins up both the articles I've written around about them as well as the actual NPC profile. So this is an NPC profile. So this image is actually credited because this one I did not have any hand in. I just found it. That it reminded me of Lila. So I was like, I'm going to steal that. So I credited it on the article page. But you can see like a little bit about this stuff. And it has like, it's like so detailed. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, like what the shit? Helm is a traditional D&D god. But this is another picture that I just found. But match the descriptions I was giving to him. He's really funny, actually, the way that we ended up choosing to do him. Alyros is from the Bandit's Nest as a campaign, but he became like his own god in our world. So he's pretty homebrewed because he has no actual history. This is completely homebrewed, including the image. This is where I used a little bit of AI and hand edited stuff. Because I didn't like how AI did it. I was all like, okay, you're gonna give me something, let me fix it up. And then we have people. Speaking of like people who actually like I really like the images of, again, an AI thing, you can kind of tell it's AI, but then I hand edited things and did a lot of photoshopping and stuff like that to it, and then fixed a lot of things. I changed the background from the original AI setup. But yeah, like we have like so many things going on. This is AI. I barely did edits on this. If you look, she only has like 4 fingers. It's hilarious. The other thing I barely did editing on was this one. Tess. Where's Tess? Yeah. Cause see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not a huge fan of AI, but I'm so used to AI now. I'm forced to use it at work, so it's like second nature now. I'm like, oh, if it's something quick that I need to do. Oh shit. Hold on. We're having those. Oh, hello! Look who has joined. Is Anthony. Is Anthony indeed. It's actually perfect timing. Hold on one second. What's up? Yeah. Alright, he knows. Alright, I'll be right there. Bye. So what I'm gonna do. So Anthony, I was currently going through all of this stuff and talking about D&D too much because I'll just fucking get lost in a fucking like 6-hour conversation with myself. Hold on. So let's do this. Where did I put it? It's somewhere here. And then I gotta go get groceries. Hold on. Where the fuck is it? Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Come on, load up, please. Hello? Does it exist? I appreciate it. Yeah, no. So, that should be loading up. I'm gonna go grab the groceries real quick. Oh, I didn't even see it. Are you fucking kidding me? It's right here. I'm fucking dumb. I didn't knock anything down, I promise. Oh, I forgot. I forgot what this fucking looked like. Jesus. I do have a Valerian account. I'm not gonna sign in though. Fuck that shit. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab the groceries. Alright, I have returned. I exist. Yeah, that's facts. No negative self-talk. That's fair. That is fair. Alright, so let me change this over. I can't yet. Hold on, let's hit get started. You gonna make me log in? Skip. Skip that shit. Nobody needs that. What's the difference? I don't remember. Oh my god, it's been like a year and a half since I played this. Thank god I'm not actually playing. Yeah. Hold on. Get out of here. Hold on. Get out of here. Alright, can you hear that? Hold on. Ah, yes. Yes. Wait, hello? Yeah, wow, you can barely hear it. Hello? Okay, there we go. It's so many things I gotta do. Oh, God. I'm glad you can hear it loud and clear. Can you hear, like, this part, though? Like, the actual game? That's the question. Show sexual and violent cinematics. Yeah, sure, why not? That's perfect. Press any key to continue. Oh my god, this is making me want to, like, actually play. When I played this, I was so fucking... I was sick. I didn't know I was pregnant yet. I don't know why I'm choosing. I'm actually, like, thinking, allow access, please. Oh my god. Yeah, that's probably true. Do we have to sit through a cinematic? Oh my god. You know what? Anthony, join me. We're gonna sit through it. We're gonna actually sit through it. We have to. It's necessary. Completionism. Can I even... I can create... Yeah, because the character creation's right after this, and then you actually join. I fucking forget. Yeah. She's my favorite. I never remember their names. They're all fucking, what are they called? Oh, just Dragon Strings. I don't remember. Mind Flayers, right? Ugh. See, this is what really made me sick. This is what really made me hate it. Was this. This is what I hated. This is, oh god. Oh, no. See, I was so, I was so sick when I played this. Yeah, they're Mind Flayers. They're gross. What a hook, though. What a hook. So D&D. Enable tutorial to what? I can speak? I can't turn it off? Hello? No, I don't need that. Okay, so. Fancy that. This is what my character pretty much looked like because I chose a default when I first played. Yeah, they're like Cthulhu. That's what they're like supposed to be. They're like, they're supposed to be like eldritchy. Alright, original custom. Randomize. Let's not randomize. Let's not do that. Alright, so we want an elf. Right. Elven weapon training. Dark vision. No, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. Female? Male? Taller? Male? Even taller? or male? Oh my god, I'm such a bigot. Female, male, female, male. They're just taller. I just said they were all male. That's fucked up. Alright, here we go. What do you want to be? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Wood elf, if that makes a difference? I think it does, actually. Hold on. Does it? No, it doesn't. Githyanki. Yankee. Githyanki! That's what that fucking shit was. That's a drow. That's a tiefling. I love playing as tieflings. Or halflings. Halflings are my favorite because they're fucking hobbits. Alright, there it is. Alright, separate. Race. I can speak English. Wood elf? Yeah? Yeah. That does change your base character though in D&D. Because your base character is a high elf. If you like the look, you like the look. This is the base cleric. Offense. Cantrip, subclass, death domain. No, you're the light domain, aren't you? Danny's home. It's so nice! Background. Full hero, thank you. Beautiful abilities, prepare spells. Yeah, sure. Edit appearance, thank you. This is what we really wanted. Hello. Hey, Nancy. He's a wood elf? I have it written as high elf. That sounds like a discussion. That sounds like a discussion because then that changes a lot. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have scarring, too. You don't have scars, though. Maybe 100. We can't do 222, though. Yeah, it... Hold on, if we go back here, race, can we put you back to a high elf? It doesn't really change that much, honestly. It just changes the skin tone. Yeah, we can talk about it on Wednesday. Oh no. That's so close to the face. It's scaring me. Similar to the figurine. Okay, so let me create... no, we don't want that. I want it up here. I think that one fits the most. I think that one fits the most. Intensity. Short jawline, black hair, tall, skinny buffalo. Yeah, fair. What? You can change the penis? Oh my god, I fucking forgot about that. I'm not hiding clothing. We're not going not safe for work here. That's fine. Okay, body art. No, he doesn't have anything fancy. Eyes. What color eyes do you have? I've tried to quickly move over that moment. I was like, no. I don't need to know. I know when I played it alone, I remember hitting hide clothing and I got scarred for life. Froth is panicking. I'm panicking. Okay. Hazel. Okay. Everybody disagrees on what hazel means. Hold on. Let me see if it actually says hazel. Hazelnut. Yeah. There's this one, that one, or that one. It's more yellow, a little bit bluish, and that's more like a grayish. Hazel. Packing. No. It's terrifying. Pick one. Wait, unless there's green. The green looks kind of fire. But no, hazel. There's a blue hazel, a gray hazel, and a regular hazel. You gotta pick one. They didn't have hazel. The green actually kind of looks hazel though. That looks hazel. That's a greenish hazel. Hold on. That's really pretty. That's really pretty too. That's kind of hazily. That's probably the most hazel. Alright, confirm. We're gonna go with that one. Heterochrome. No, we're not gonna do that because that's gonna get really. Nope, no makeup. Hair. Okay, hair. Fire. It's like this. Yeah, your eyes are pretty green. That hair is good. You like the hair? Hold on. But we gotta look. We gotta look. We gotta make sure, because there might be something that's closer. Because that looks closer to the oh, no, it doesn't. JK, I lied. I completely lied. I was making it up in my head. I was imagining. I was manifesting, actually. No. Floofier? Is that floofy? I feel like that's floofy. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna make this black real quick. Wow, that black is not even black. Hello? Oh, wait, I know why. Graying. No, we don't want graying. We just want black. There we go. Alright, alright. God, this thing is so fucking in depth, I swear to God. Molly! I can't even lower. Can I lower saturation? Nope. Nope. Can't even do that. So that would, or. This was the. Oh, no, that was not the first one I did. It was this one. This looks like kind of roguish though. Where is it? Where the fuck did it go? Fuck, did I lose it? It was this one. I wish I knew how to do it. Alright, and then I felt like this would go deeper. It didn't. It was just here and that was it. It was just edit appearance. God, it's scaring me every time I see it. He does look like he has split ends. See, this might be part of the reason why I get, like, the ick with Baldur's Gate. They all look, well, they all have to look like they're older, too, which is kind of funny. But I'm also terrible when I make characters, is because I always make them look, like, super young. Because, for some reason, my brain's just stuck when I was a kid. Like, I was like, oh, I want them to look like this. Mods? Yeah, mods would probably be better. Ugh. Hold on. Boop. Alright. Alright. It's for BG3. Alright. Alright. We use accept all. Who cares? Hello? Is there a search bar? There's no search bar. Oh, I just hit my mic. Listen, I'm way too excited for this. Equipment, languages, races, classes, and subclasses. What is this like a filter for? Search name. Search creator. Search name. You can add wings? Thank you. You said it was on the left. It took me way too long to fucking figure that out. I'm really ashamed, actually. I'm genuinely ashamed. Teleport my characters. Extra attack on character level 5. Worth it. Origin character dice set. Character tag green. Anti-paladin character class. That's interesting. Character creator expansion. Do you want a beard? Hairstyles. Thank you for saying I got this. That's my inner, That just set my inner motivation. But if you don't want a beard, I'm not downloading this. I don't trust nothing online, even if it's official, because this looks official. It is official, actually. Hairstyle. Because nothing matches. Tasha's Cauldron of Hairstyles. Tasha's Cauldron of Hairstyles Pack 2. Amanda hairstyle. Who the fuck's Amanda? On the Path. Yo, that's like the Witcher shit. Is this only like lady hair colors? Hairstyles? That right there is racist. That's racism. That is complete racism. Right there. They said, fuck the dragon boards. Molly, it's time to get upset. It's time to get mad. I'm getting mad. Why can't the dragonborns have facial hair? Is it only for women? It's like only for women. Poor Millie. Millie. You just made the racism worse. Wow. 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 No, I'm sorry. You have to buy them? Buy now what? Maybe I will. We'll find out. Laura Croft hairstyle. I'm gonna play BGS 3. I get it. BG3 again. A Farai hairstyle. That looks amazing. It says only the body type 1. They're only for girls. Hold on. On the Path. What else is on the Path? That's the same hairstyle that we already have. On the Path to what? Failure? 'Cause we're there! Alright, we're going to the dark sources of the net. Autocorrect is racist. Oh, yeah, I see. It wasn't racism, though. That was misgendering. I'm being so annoying. I'm so sorry. BG3 mods not official. Is that gonna get me anything? This is where I'm gonna get viruses. My whole... But many mods are developed and distributed by the community, not by Larian Studios, the game's developer. These are considered third-party mods. That's what I want to look up. Third-party mods. For boys. This is a third party. Vasnell's hair collection. Alright, hold on. I know how to use my keyboard. That looks fire. Did you just say Nexus instead of sexist? I swear to God. Wait, Nexus is a mod thing, isn't it? The top left one. Yeah, like this one? Hair 2. Yeah, Hair 2. Hair 2 looks fire. Alright, hold on. How do I do this? Wait. Change logs. You're supposed to have a tutorial for people like me. Hold on. Oh my god, do I really have to download all of these? Oh my god. Feel comfortable saying what? Saying what? What is this? Mod manager. I don't even know how to use this. Alright, hold on. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out together. We're gonna do it. Installation. Download latest zip and extract folder with sufficient permissions for your user account. Don't put it in the programs folder or a protected user folder. Keep it in the downloads. Viruses. Make sure we're going in without the condom, guys. It's not safe. We're doing it. Oh, thank you. Those are the mods requiring that specific mod. Okay. Microsoft Visual C++ redistributable, and that... The fuck? What happens if I just download it? God, this is giving me fucking PTSD. Boop. Ah, what? Mod manager application. Extract all. Yes. Wait. Excuse me. Hold on. I know how my computer works. Boop. And boop. And boop. And boop. No, well, like, that's, like, the thing, too. Most of the time, they don't need managers. That is facts. Don't demotivate me. We're doing things. We're focused. We're doing things. This is it. This is gonna happen now. There's no turning back. This is just it. I don't know which one to click. Hold on. Application. Yeah, .net. Fuck. There's so many things now. All right, I might have been demotivated. Wait, no, hold on. No, we're not, because you back down. Now you back down. All right, we're gonna download it now. I'm fine. If it has to restart my computer, that's it. That's our next. That's our next jumping point. We want this hair. It's all for the hair. It just needs to happen for the hair. That was it. All right, perfect, done. What do we? Come on, come back to me. Come back to me. Come to me. Your breath smells like. All right, beautiful. So now. Hello. Import mod. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. No pack file found. He needs to be sexy. The hair is the most important part. Yes, it is. Thank you. God, he needs to be hot. Where is it? I don't even know how this works. This is just a mod manager. Michael? Michael, where are you? Michael? Hello? I don't even know how it works. I know computers. There is none here. Oh, I know. I'm stupid. I'm doing all of this without any direction. This is what I just opened. What the fuck am I doing? Yes, facts, facts. This is what characters are for. This is what they're for. Michael, I saw that 4 viewers just went down to 3. And I know the other 2. One of them is me on my phone so I can manage it. And the other one is Matt. Alright? That 3rd one is Anthony. That 4th person who just disappeared was you, Michael. Michael? Michael, hold on. Hold on. I need to text Mike. Michael? Michael, where are you? Campaign, order, mod, current, what, public, yes, file. See, I feel like it's going to be import mod. Michael! Yes! Michael! Call him. Import order from file. I think this might be... I don't know how to use it. Do I have this? Repair? Uninstall? Nope, 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 nope. Cancel, cancel. I already have it. Make sure you have the path to the game data folder settings preference. Come hither. I have no idea what I'm doing. Every time I use caps in text messages, it is that same tone. Can you use other tabletops? What kind of tabletop? Sorry, this is another text chain. You vanilla playing bastard! Oh! Michael! God! Oh my god, we're on our own, kids. It's just us. It's just us. Latest release. No, okay, read. Alright, Elizabeth, focus? Hold on. Focus. It says laughing leader, and I do feel like I'm being laughed at by leaders above. Make sure you have the path to game data folder set in the settings preference window. Otherwise, restart the mod manager after changing this path. What does that even mean? Ah! Get out of here. Nobody wanted to see your ugly face. We have to put a hair on you. Yeah, it's facts, Michael. Michael. Settings. Preferences. Game data path. Okay, we're learning. Michael, I will stream your help on your presentation if you need it. I swear to God. I swear to God. I am so activated right now. I'm ready to go. Alright. Low orders path. Override app data path. I know what app data is. I'm fancy. Alright, you know what I probably should not be doing? Hold on. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Quit the game. Yes, I have to hook things up to you. Shut the fuck up, Baldur's Gate. Alright, what did this one... Oh, hold on. We gotta compare. Make sure you have the path to the game data folder set in settings. Preferences preferences window. Game data path. After arranging your load order, click the export to game. Alright, so do I have to... Okay, I have sexy hair. This is our motivation. This is our motivation right here. No, Froth had to die. He had to die for right now, okay? We'll bring him back. He'll be better. He'll be better. I promise. Okay, this is our motivation. Alright, I'm ready. Let's give you a like. I don't even have a login, so sorry. You don't get one. Okay. Okay, does mods... Do they work like I think they do? That was the manager, right? Well, I have to load it into the manager, right? So I'm gonna put this, the zippy, into the manager. I can't spell. Where did it save itself? That's the other question. Boop. Not there. Jesus fucking Christ. I do need notification. Can I even turn notification on? Can I? Oh my god, I'm in full ADHD mode. I'm so excited. Oh, you're right. Where did it go? I wasn't even giving real motivation to myself. Yes, now we're motivated. Now we are. Oh my god, look at this hair. There's so much motivation here to be had. Hold on, hold on. Look at this glory. That's ugly. I'm not being racist, okay? It's just the hairstyle itself is just so generic. It's fucking gorgeous. That's ugly too. Don't like that one. That's like Gaston. I don't need you in my life. This feels like watching kitten videos. Oh, oh, it's so good. I really want long hair again so I can do this. I know it is the one further to the back, I'm sorry, but I'm just getting so much inspiration from this. I'm getting motivation. I needed it because I'm a little scared. So edgy. Oh, that's hot. Hot? That's fire. Okay, alright. Hello? I was getting super distracted. I'm so sorry. There it is. There it is for all. You exist. You exist right there. Alright, that's where you are. Okay, so. What did it say I needed? It was mods that require that file. And we got the mod manager. Hold on. What is it called though? Because now I don't know where I put it. All you see is Minecraft. Wait, it's still up. I thought I deleted it. I thought I got out of it. Okay, so I have two monitors. Hold on. Alright, we're focusing. We're getting read back. We're getting back. We're getting back. Alright. There's 3 packs? What was the one that we need? What pack is this part of? Do I just download all of them? I realized that right as you said it. Ah! I forgot it was still public. Hold on. I'm determined. Did I spell it right? Thank God. Alright, I'm determined. I might have spit a little bit. That's fine. Next month. 3384. What? Excuse me. Excuse me. Fuck, I had forgotten 3384. There we go. Verified email. Alright. I agree to sign up to those. Alright, that's okay. Perfect. Let's not do a generic one. To do a fancy one. Some information, thank you. Yeah, Google, you can say that. No, I'm not paying for it, thank you. I am supporting by the number of downloads I'm adding to this. Okay, listen. My singular download is very important. Go back to the home. Fuck. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh, there it was! There it was! Alright. Okay, so we're back. Yeah, it is less ASMR. And now I'm kind of concerned about my privacy, but not actually. Alright, this is the collection pack. Yeah, we don't need hairs 7 through 12 or 13 through 20. We just want this one. Slow down. We're gonna watch an ad. There it is. It's coming. It's coming. There's such a joke to be had. Okay, now I opened it twice. Hello. Import mod. There it is. All right. Wait. Let me move it to this one. Contain it. Contain it. Contain it. Yeah. Import the mod. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, do I have to do anything else? I have to hit export to game, that's right. Yes, it exported properly to the local app data. How do I enable it now? There's so many efforts. You're going right there so I can stare at the abyss. Alright. I have no idea either. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. We've come this far. We've done this much. Skip this. I already went through the fucking troubles of ads to get this mod. Thank you, play, and goodbye. Is my OBS still attached to this one? I think it is. Maybe. I'm dead. I should literally, anytime I need to do something like, can you hear it? Can we hear it? Can everyone hear it? Yeah. I hope it fucking enables it. If it gets stuck on this 100% because it can't load the mod, can I skip this? Oh my god, please let me fucking skip this. Oh, wait, back! Mod manager. Do you have a installed? Yes. Enabled. We don't need details. I don't need to know anything more. That's all I need, yes. And then we got the marker. The marker of greatness. Alright, I think we're getting there. Here too. I'm not even gonna recognize it. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna recognize it. I'm not even gonna know what's going on anymore. Michael? We did it. We survived. Oh, thank god I skipped it. Jesus, I was about to fucking lose my mind. Alrighty. Don't talk to me. Nobody wants to talk to the fuck. Get out of here. Can't, no, we don't want that. We want caloric. Edit the appearance, bro. Nope, go back. Because body type needs to be, did you choose 2 or 4? Don't fucking say that. Don't say that you want a different one than what was in that pack. Because I'll fucking do it again. Now I know how the pathway is laid out. Alright, so, do you want 1 or 4? You gotta pick one. You can pick 3 or 2, you can pick a 2 or 4. 2 or 4. You can pick 1 or 3, I won't judge. So is that dick I'm betting. I'm sorry. Alright, let's go to number 2. Edit appearance. Alright. We chose the Vulcan. Because that's what it looks like. He looks like a Vulcan. I don't know if I like it anymore. Hot. I'm sorry. I gotta reel it back. I gotta reel it back.
Where to next?
What was that?
Let's hope.
Hells, something just woke up down here.
That's how I imagine Varroth to sound, actually.
Be wary. This
No.
place is trapped.
That's actually it. No, I'm just kidding.
It's opened. I won.
More of those wretched things.
There's magic.
Where to next?
That's too feminine.
Where
I don't know why
to
we're doing this, because we'll never hear them.
What was that?
Piercing style, none, eyes, where is it? It was a green, wasn't it? Come on, come closer to me. Okay, this one. No, I'm sorry, I just had to see it. Alright, where is the hair? Yes. Yes! Yes! Get rid of you. Nope, don't come back. You need to come back. Nope, you don't need to be here. Okay, get out of here. The color? Black? Close enough. Graying? We don't want any graying. Yeah, that's how we want it. Was it M4? Was it M4? What was M4? We got more of the swoop. More of the swoop. What about M5? I'm sorry, I'm distracted. M4. Do you like M4 better? Because that's hot. M4 it is. Does the hazel look better? Gentlemen? Gentlemen. Gentlemen and female gentlemen. I don't know how to print screen on this. Hold on. Wait, I didn't click anything. Did it do it? Yeah, it is more in line with the figure. That's facts. Alright, gotta take pictures. Oh, so fire. Print screen. Oh, that looks so fancy! Is this actually saving? Or is it like not? Hold on. Do I have to use the snippet tool? I swear to God. Oh my God, I fucking do. I swear to God, I fucking hate it. Oh, it's so fire. Alright, federal tax forms. This is my thinking noise, actually. There we go. That jawline is immaculate. Oh, let's get the bird just for funsies. And I'm gonna get rid. Oh, that's such a fire photo. Dude, look at that. That's fucking fire. Save as. Froth full body. 1. There we go. Fancy. Slight tilt to the side. Nope. And boop. We boop the snoop. Oh, look at that snoot, dude. Alright, okay, save as. I wish I could edit the noses. We're not going to download another mod, but I might. The autistic hands that, yes. I'm like, oh. Front-facing froth. He looks like he's looking at us, but he's supposed to be looking into the distance. I can fix that. I can fix that in editors. New. Ooh. Fire. Yep. I don't like how the music's like tapping out every time. Hold on. Did you? Beautiful. Is my computer actually taking better screenshots than? No, I missed it. All right, hold on. Is my computer taking better screenshots than Mike's computer? Because I think he might need a new monitor. Save as froth right full body. There we go. All right, we got our snapshots. Wow, that's right up in the face. Oh, but that's kind of fire. Yeah, turn it to the side. I feel like we're like having like a whole fucking. I can erase this actually in the bottom, like these pieces in the bottom. I can erase those because I want that full shot. File, save as. I'm so hyper focused. This is called a portrait shot. Froth portrait. Right tilt. He looks like he's in pajamas. He needs armor. Yeah, no, that's facts. He does look like he's in fucking pajamas. That's okay, though. That's okay. We're non-judgmental here. Hold on. I can get rid of the weapon in the background. I can do that. I have some skills, and they exist in editing. And I can get rid of those things at the bottom, actually. I can do it. Save this. At least I'm gonna, can I get rid of them? Yeah, I should be fine. But I've really gotten the main pictures that I want. Froth. What's this called? Portrait. Left tilt. There we go. Alright! Oh, wait. Wait. One more. I'll crop this because I didn't crop it correctly. That's fine. Do I have one like this? I'm gonna name it Froth Front Facing so I know the difference and I'll hate myself later for having them so similarly named. But I'll know which one's the better one. Exactly. Alright, we're done. Beautiful. Hot. Hot. So hot. Alright, quick game. And all of that 120 gigabytes of download just for a fucking character creator. That's fucking gorgeous, and I love it. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted that. Alright! Beautiful! So, get out of here. I never want to see you again. Get out of here, Thesaurus. Nobody fucking needs you. Well, actually, I always need you every day. I don't want you anymore, though. Do I have any Dopplify? Look at all this D&D shit, and then there's, like, political shit. And there's creepy stuff. Wait a second. I saw detective. Oh, this is fire. Yeah, well, that's loud. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Beautiful! Alright, so. Alright. Now let's see. Oh, speaking of like Japanese name things, just for funsies. I have Japanese Pokemon cards. Matthew didn't want them, but I did. Because they're delicious. Alright, I'm gonna clean up a little bit of my area, and we're gonna get to editing. We're gonna get to the editing. This is continuing, actually. We're gonna go. Can I export characters? No, you can't. You can't export characters. What would you want to export it to? He needs leather armor and a steel chest plate. I don't know where my abilities are with that. But... I wonder, actually. Hold on. We're gonna try this. I just type in caps. Alright, hello. I want to try something. So sometimes I'll use AI to help me get like the basis on it and then see what happens from there, because half the time it sucks. But there are times where it actually works. This was the one I wanted. No it wasn't. Where was it? Froth profile, front facing. It was froth front facing. Let's see if it does it. We'll see what happens. And then I'll send it to the iPad so I can do it. Yeah, see? Doesn't do it. Not fucking fancy. Yo, fire. If you ever want to come over to my house just to play Baldur's Gate 3, then for realsies, feel free. I didn't read. Everything asks for a login. Oh my god, all of my emails. Alright, come here. It's not my real birthday, but that's fine. We're doing it. ChatGPT, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking kick somebody in the teeth. We'll see. We'll see, ChatGPT. Can you get it together? Can you do it? I feel like I'm killing 3 forests. Yeah, it's because I'm using ChatGPT, that's why. My bitrate's going crazy. Can't even handle it. Can't even handle it. Can't even do it. Alright, you know what that means? Alright. We gotta go back to cleaning up my space because I turned into a gamer demon. And we're going to put this can go over here. Get out of here. Nobody needs it. You get over there. You just die. Alright, there we go. This is an old cup of mine. See, I've turned into a gamer demon. Alright. So. There we go. I can't zoom in anymore, though. That's the only problem. Is it adjusting? It's adjusting. Alright, so we're gonna do this. And I'm gonna email it to myself. Do you still have to restart? Because ChatGPT gave up on us. We're getting rid of it. Alright. Oh yeah, I have to do this. Inbox. And I gotta send it to myself. We're gonna do this. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, it's because I got rid of ChatGPT. That's why, because ChatGPT is a fucking pain in my ass. Alright, there we go. Alright. This is the one I want to use. Alright. So, you, child. Let's see. Oh, no, keep playing. So this is how I do it, actually. So I get a couple of photos that I might like. I could even use this one because I can crop out his face, but his beard is kind of majestic. I don't know if I want to. You're very easy to crop out the face of. But this is super shiny. This is not what I wanted. Get out of here. Nobody wants you. Get out of here. They're making a stop-motion Little Nightmare series? Since when? Actually, I can work with this one too. This one I can really work with. I actually kind of want to look into that, actually. Alright, and then I can go over here. Now I kind of want to put on a trailer for that. I'll probably do that in a second. Hold on, let me just email these things to myself. I actually think I'm going to do it with that one first. Blah, 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 blah. What? Dude. Holy fuck. Bruh. Bruh. Dude, like what the fuck? It's only a teaser, but this is fucking fire, dude. There's a comic book? What? Since when?
I don't remember how I got here. 20 years as a cog. Thinking I could make a difference. I gave myself over freely. That's why I'm here. Sick of feeling like a puppet.
I'm asking you to give it one more go. Work with me. The milk carton cases.
The vanished children. They haunt every mind in the counties. A little girl. There's always a little girl. For the second time in as many days, I'm on a precipice.
Dude.
But this time, I have to jump.
What the fuck? I didn't know there was a fucking, like, comic, dude. Holy shit. Aw, I miss Little Nightmares, actually.
I'm going to be telling a novel built on addiction, masks, a child staring
Alright, Planet Jupiter.
and seeing herself inside, a voice echoing from somewhere without this and something new watching the wall.
Oh, that's so freaky.
The Little Nightmare Showcase didn't just tease a sequel, it cracked open a whole world. Across games, comics, and even a novel, pieces are clicking together. So I went through every frame, every reveal, and every eerie detail to uncover what you might have missed. In this video, we're diving deep into the secrets hidden within this showcase. And trust me, some of them were right in front of us. Before we get going, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more Little Nightmares lore, indie horror news, and weird playthroughs. Apparently, I've got lots more nightmares to share. Before the showcase even started, the secrets were already pouring in. I mean, it obviously took place in the park. But if you look just above the timeline, there's a wolf cut out of two golden purple suits. The only other time we've ever heard of people
Hello?
in purple suits is, wait for it, the man in the purple suit. Sometimes a shadowy character from the Sounds of Nightmares podcast. This was our first visual nod that he's stepping out of the background and into the spotlight. And underneath all that, we get our first taste of the new main theme composed by Tobias Loge, the original composer for Little Nightmares 1 and Little Nightmares 2. So even though this game isn't made by Tarsier, the sound of Little Nightmares is unmistakable. Then the trailer begins for Little Nightmares 3. Thrown into the necropolis where Will and Alone step through a strange mirror, but here's a detail that I think a lot of people may have missed. That mirror, it's being held up by one of the ultra-bright beings, and that being
Jesus.
Remember that necropolis is green for city of the dead. So the question is, why was that person wearing a toga when the monster baby froze them in time, holding that mirror? Is the necropolis another corrupt civilization, metaphor, or is this the nowhere feeding on forgotten cultures? Either way, the moment's pretty interesting. Then it's right into the carnival, and this place is unhinged. The first things we see are the carnival goers. Round, pudgy figures that feel like the moss guests, but possibly worse. Their faces are pushed in, almost disfigured, and their hands hang low in front of them as they waddle forward. These aren't just spectators, they're playing games, using people as pinatas, bobbing for candy until they literally drown in the basin. And then there's a moment in the tip area where we present a part of the candy to them.
Interesting.
Without hesitation. These aren't mindless guests. These are creatures chasing pleasure until it leaves them. I don't think they're just indulging. I think they're addicted to this candy. The only other living things in the carnival so far are the dummies. I don't know if they're actually living, but they seem to be kind of like the bullies from Little Nightmares 2. They're totally off. In some scenes, they spring to life, but in others...
Yes, I can turn it up, actually.
Broken puppets waiting to be picked up.
I'll rewind it a little bit.
Pudgy figures that feel like the moths.
Can you hear that better?
But possibly worse, their faces are pushed in, almost disfigured, and their hands hang low in front of them as they waddle forward. These aren't just spectators, they're playing games, using people as piñatas, bobbing for candy until they literally drown in the basin. And then there's a moment in the tent area when we present a cart full of candy to one of them. It lunges without hesitation, and these aren't mindless guests. These are creatures chasing pleasure until it pulls them. I don't think they're just indulging. I think they're addicted to this candy. The only other living things in the carnival so far are the dummies. I don't know if they're actually living, but they seem to be kind of like the bullies from Little Nightmares 2, but they're totally off. In some scenes, they spring to life, but in others, they just lay there, like broken puppets waiting to be picked up again. Which makes me think, maybe they're not alive at all. Maybe they're being controlled by someone. This could be even more evidence that the man in the purple suit is present. And this carnival might be his. The same carnival from Sounds of Nightmares that Noon barely escaped. We're walking right into it. And the deeper you go, the worse it gets. One area shows a carousel collapsed in on itself. Wood rotting, trash everywhere. Joy just seems like it's drained out. And all that's left is a broken carousel on the dirty floor. It's almost like a visual reminder that this place is not safe. It was never meant for kids. It's just meant for the visitors. Then there's a point when Lo and Alone approach a fortune-telling machine, covered in eye symbols, one at the top, one at the bottom, and a glowing light right where its eye would be. The eye has been a constant in this series, from the law to the Pale City. Is this still a form of surveillance, or just another reminder you're always being watched? Will we ever learn what the eye means? No, probably not, but maybe they just want us to keep looking for it. In one blink and you'll miss it shot, the camera zooms out from a chalk-covered map of the node. The drawings on it look like people, different shapes and sizes, or maybe targets, but next to it, a purple suit hanging on a mannequin. This could be the ringmaster's dressing room, and in it a map planning where the carnival is headed next and where it's already visited. After that, I think famously we all know we ride a roller coaster full of burlap sacks, tied shut with rope, and shaped like bodies. And you know what? Unfortunately, it's eerily familiar, because in Little Nightmares 1, these same sacks showed up in the kitchen of the mall. Back then, they were part of the meat supply. So, what are they doing here? Is this carnival actually a processing center? A link in the chain? And then the final shot, Lo and Alone trapped in cages, hanging powerless. In the background, a figure stands up. The silhouette, though, is unmistakable in my opinion. You can't forget that noggin. Earlier on, we passed by the man in the purple suit's billboard, and he's holding his dummy, and that's definitely the same head shape. I mean, look at that. Which I guess means this isn't really a theory anymore. He's here. He's watching, and he
A bit more.
That's everything I spotted in the Little Nightmares 3
There we
segments.
go.
But there's a lot more to this showcase.
All right.
Next, we're diving into something that nobody expected. The return of Little Nightmares in VR. We've played these games from the outside, side-scrolling,
bitch.
peering in from behind a screen.
But facts,
now,
I'm not either.
for the
It's just
first
the easiest
time
one to
ever,
add.
we're stepping
You know what?
inside the nowhere.
We'll keep
but
him
this
for
time,
now.
though, it
We'll keep
doesn't
him for
feel
now.
like a dream. I think it feels like a memory. And while the trailer was short, true to Little Nightmares' form, it packed in more questions than answers. At first glance, it looks like we're walking through a decaying home, then a long hallway, a broken floor, and a heavy wooden door at the end. Seem familiar? And that's what you
Do
think,
you
but
like
then I
this
went
one
back.
or do you like this one?
This isn't the signal tower,
One?
or at least not the same door we went
two.
through in Little Nightmares 2, but it's clearly a nod to it. The hallway, the camera angle, the color of the light. In Little Nightmares 2, this is the
That's
shot
number
we see
one.
just before everything falls apart.
And that's number
Only
two.
now, it's not quite the same. The door is missing the eye symbol. The space feels off.
I might have joked
Which begs the question, what is this place? I think it's
No,
a
don't be
memory.
sorry.
The
Dude,
video's
this is what
official
I'm into,
description
because, like,
adds
once I
even
start,
more
I'll
mystery
get really
too.
into it.
Every step echoes closer.
Let
Does
me
this
know if you
tune
like.
sound
This
familiar,
is
little ones?
1.
If that's not a reference to 6, I don't know what is. And then
This is 1.
that scream. Quick,
This is 2.
distorted, familiar. If you remember
red
the
one,
sound
this one.
Monster
All right.
6 makes in Little Nightmares 2. This is way too close for coincidence.
All right.
So here's the theory. What if Monster 6 never left the signal tower? What if what we saw at the end of Little Nightmares 2 was only part of her? Maybe the monster version of 6 is trapped or split off, and maybe this time, in this reality, she saves Mono. Up next, a stop-motion short that might reveal exactly how these monsters are born. After the chaos of the carnival and the mystery of the VR trailer, this next reveal hit very different. A stop-motion short by Taller Chucho was quietly tucked into the showcase, and it might be one of the most important things we've seen. We meet a young girl named Emma, isolated, grieving maybe, and surrounded by a pastel world that feels more like memory than reality. At first glance, it's comforting, but the colors aren't warm, they're cold. The room is bathed in purple light at one point, the same glow we saw in the signal tower during Little Nightmares 2. It feels like a place caught between memory and nightmare. At some point, at the center of the room sits a dollhouse, and Emma spends a lot of time interacting with it during this short. She looks inside it and outside of it like she's watching herself, studying her own
There we
life
go.
from the outside. And then we see a tag that was attached to it. For Emmy, may this replica capture your heart. Him.
Oh, you know what though? I have to edit
And that word
Hold on real quick.
replica,
Ah.
that's not innocent. It suggests imitation, control, and that name, him, might be the ferryman trying to win Emma into the nowhere. In the Little Nightmares comics from 2017, the ferryman was a mysterious, shadowy figure who helps kids go to the nowhere. Not necessarily a villain, but definitely somewhere in between and someone with an agenda. Him could be short for hymn, Hymn, a word tied to rituals and funerals. If he gifted this replica to
Yeah, I can
Emma,
fix that.
I don't think it was just a dollhouse. I think it was a vessel or maybe like
Oh.
a dream trap. A place designed to slowly
It's a
replace her
safety
reality
filter
with something
applied.
artificial. And here's the theory. Emma doesn't just play with the dollhouse. She eventually falls asleep and wakes up
Jesus.
inside of it, trapped in a version of her life designed to break her from the inside out. There's also a visual connection to Little Nightmares 3. The giant baby in the
That's kinda
necropolis
fire.
is wearing clothing very similar to Emma's. Also, the visual of the monster baby peeking into the buildings as if they're dollhouses.
I'm gonna grab
Is it a coincidence?
a drink real
Maybe,
quick. I'll be
but
right back.
we've seen what the nowhere
me
can
go to
do
your
to
bed.
children left
It's
alone
so
for too
does.
long. This stop-motion short isn't just a bonus, it's backstory and maybe even a warning. Possibly the beginning of a nightmare that we'll see unfold in Little Nightmares 3. There's a few more interesting pieces that came from this showcase, but lore about 6 was not on my bingo card. To be honest. They just casually dropped a bit more lore about her, and it came from a Steam description. It's called the Dark 6 costume set, a twisted reflection of the girl who escaped the mall. Now that alone is huge. We have an official confirmation that 6 actually escaped the mall.
Shove that
But
to
the story
corner.
doesn't
I was
end
like,
there.
wait.
The description continues.
Where am I gonna put this?
Is she an alternate reflection of 6? A haunted, corrupted version? Her silhouette remains unchanged, but the yellow is gone. What's left is a cold echo.
There we go.
Quiet, watching, waiting. The yellow coat, a symbol of childhood, hope, survival, I guess, it's gone. What's left behind isn't 6.
I am so focused.
It's a version of her
This
shaped
is
by
awesome.
everything
I'm having
she's
such
been
a grand
through.
time.
And then it hits you with this. Wearing this costume is more than a disguise. It's a question. What happens when you stop running and become what you feared? And for 6, what did she fear most? Becoming like them. The adults, the monsters, the ones who consume, manipulate, control. And just when the showcase felt complete, they hit us with one final reveal. Not a game, not a trailer,
I also
but
wanna
2
see if I can
new
get rid
stories
of that,
that could
actually, and
redefine
just
the
the Apple
Nowhere
editor.
itself. The Descent to Nowhere comic and the upcoming Little Nightmares novel. The comic's trailer starts with a close-up of a character named Myra, and tattooed on her neck is the eye. We see Mono, we meet a new character named Hush, and then chains shoot through the darkness. It's the tall woman, the antagonist from Sounds of Nightmares who was searching for Noon, now trying to capture Mono. Once again, this isn't just a crossover, it's a collision. The podcast, the games, and this comic all exist in one shared universe for certain this time. And then there's the novel, The Lonely Ones. They didn't tell us much about it, but what I did notice is that the cover itself speaks volumes. We see 3 children standing at the edge of the carnival, and above them is an impossibly massive storm cloud. And inside that cloud is a face. It's like an old man, ancient, watching, waiting. At first glance, it could be symbolism, but I think longtime fans would capture something else from it. It looks a lot to me like the North Wind, a character that was introduced in the Little Nightmares comics from 2017. If that is the North Wind, it means that the novel is expanding over
It's
old
gonna be
lore
like solo
that
res, though.
was possibly not canon to some people. So, what do you do with a showcase like that? A carnival where
I was
joy
doing this for
decays
Molly's
into
character
hunger.
like all day today.
A
and it was
VR world
so-
that echoes screams from a child
I was having a good
long
time, but it was pissing me off still.
gone. A
Like I was
dollhouse
so
that
pissed.
doesn't just contain a child, it becomes her. We saw people frozen in time, costumes that ask if 6 is even 6 anymore, comics that tie timelines together, and a novel that dares to bring back the wind itself. The more we learn about the Nowhere, the clearer it becomes. The Nowhere is a puzzle that mocks you for trying to solve it. If you've made it this far, you're probably like me. You don't want to just play Little Nightmares. You want to figure it out. You want to know what these echoes mean. You want to know who's watching, where these monsters come from, and how the kids get out of the Nowhere. So one last question. What if the Nowhere doesn't want to scare you? It wants to make you feel like you belong. I'm going to be covering every detail, every theory, and every story as we get closer to Little Nightmares 3 and all of these other announcements that they made. If you're into that too, hit subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I'd love to have you here for when the next piece drops. And hey, what did you catch that I missed? I'm sure there's something. Drop your comments down below. I read every single one. And thank you so much for watching this video. Peace.
Dude, that was kind of fire. I kind of like leaving a little bit of the tan behind because it kind of looks a little bit like an aura almost. Wait. I think the only thing is that res.
The
looks a little
Nowhere
awkward, but
is a peculiar place. A true living nightmare where, if you so choose, could live forever.
I want
It's
to play
unlike
Little
our
Nightmares
world
now.
in more than a few different ways. Time seems to be abstract. The locations sometimes just blur together, and the adults, they all seem to be some type of monster in one way or another. So I wanted to take a deep dive into each of these maniacal child-eating monsters to see what it is that makes these twisted grown-ups tick. In this video, we'll specifically just be diving into the adults' characteristics and lore. Before we get caught, give this channel a little like and subscribe to the channel if you like indie games, news, and playthroughs. Thanks. So, in no particular order, our first adult lurks deep in the shadows of the mall. The janitor. Also known as Roger, he serves as one of the central baddies of Little Nightmares. Roger has two very apparent roles within the cogwork of the underwater resort. One, he keeps up with all the machinery powering the mall, and two, captures any intruder/escapee who is loud enough to cross him and his extremely long arms. His design is one you can't easily forget. His dirty brown fedora, the snazzy soot-covered green jacket, his noodly elongated arms, which in my opinion is made even stranger by his disproportionate legs, and his weird small-toothed grin he constantly has. But something that has always intrigued me was his choice to cover his eyes. By the way, face coverings in this world is an ongoing trend, so be on the lookout for that. Maybe in the nowhere, adults like to cover up things that they are ashamed of? His background is a bit ambiguous though. Some theories point to him being from the Pale City actually. Maybe his eyes were removed due to excessive viewing, but still loves the sound of TVs. One of my favorite adults in the whole series, the Doctor, is a twisted representation of perfection in the Pale City. And for such a big guy, he's really fast. Bizarrely, this oversized adult uses ceilings as a means of transportation. He crawls above anything we hide under and slowly reaches down to lift it up and look under it. You can even tell his skin has started to sag, being pulled by the weight of gravity due to him being up there for so long. Otherwise, his swollen gums, dirty button-up coat, and pale skin don't do him any favors either. He seems like he gets irritated very easily due to his obsession with perfection. The patients seem like they're his escape from boredom, continuously replacing their flesh parts with porcelain ones, no matter the outcome. And the weirdest part is that I think he wants to keep them alive at any cost. The butler is an adult seen only in the nest in Very Little Nightmares so far. He's a slender, floating man who has his arms locked behind him by a pair of golden cuffs. He's definitely an older man, with wrinkles, a balding scalp, and blotchy skin. He wears a standard butler tuxedo and dress shoes. Among other things, his duties around the nest seem to include ironing clothes, doing laundry, serving tea, and tending to the Pretender. But you find out very quickly you do not want to mess with this dude's chores. His own telekinesis is what keeps him afloat, and literally any chance he gets, he'll come up with some really inventive way to kill you. The Hunter, the iconic first adult you face at the very beginning of Little Nightmares 2. Also known as the man with the
I've never
shotgun,
played Little
he
Nightmares
wears
2.
some rugged classic hunter clothing, along with a burlap sack covering his whole head.
I've never
This is
played
another
it.
example of those adults covering their faces. I actually found some concept art of what he looks like underneath the burlap sack. He definitely has a good reason because he's looking through only one hole while hunting. Side note, he also kind of looks like Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2. There's not a ton of official background information on the Hunter, but there is an interesting moment that happens while running through the Hunter's swamp. It seems like the Hunter has lived here maybe his entire life, at least for a long time, possibly since he was a kid, and even had a childhood love here. At least one powerful enough to express it through a carving on this tree that we knock over. Whatever his story is, he's very relentless, but not very smart. I personally love this boss because it shows that there's other adults that live outside of the mall and the Pale City who are just as, if not more horrible than the ones who live in communities.
What was that game?
Now I'm going to
That's
assume
like
that you've played
Limbo?
Little Nightmares 2 because there's going to be a lot of
It's
spoilers in this
not
section.
Limbo.
If not, skip ahead.
I always forget it.
The Thin Man.
I can't remember what
He has a
it is.
tall, slender frame with an old school 1950s black suit and a curious look on his gray face. He's definitely a very imposing entity. He never speaks, but you know when he enters the room. He sort of moves like he's gliding, but with a glitchy static effect that happens at the same time. Compared to the other adults, we know a bit more about the Thin Man for sure. We see him in the teaser at the end of Secrets of the Mall, but he ends up being the central antagonist for Little Nightmares 2. His whole presence is basically looming over the entire narrative, haunting the dreams and reality of Mono because he resides within the transmission. We see he has telekinetic powers, TV teleportation like Mono, and maybe even time manipulation. Whatever his powers are, he seems to be running the show, literally and figuratively. You see, the transmission has turned all the remaining citizens of the Pale City into mindless TV-craving zombies. After Mono is, let's say, left in the transmission tower, it seems the transmission corrupts him. We see him wait patiently, seething in whatever emotion he's left with until he starts growing older, becomes noticeably thinner, and eventually into the Thin Man himself. So, is Mono a new Thin Man, or is he stuck in a consistent time loop? Let me know what you think. The Lady of the Mall cuts a striking figure in the nowhere. I immediately noticed her porcelain mask, her geisha attire, and her consistent looming authority she seems to have. She's cold and calculated, and that's the worst because she seems to be behind every corner. Let's go back to the mask because it's one of the scariest parts about her. A featureless mask similar to a Japanese no mask, and another adult covering their face. And if you play Secrets of the Mall, you definitely find out why she's covering her face. She rules over the mall and brings in the visitors to gorge themselves to no end. At least until she herself kills them. There's no absolute answer to why the lady runs the mall, but it does seem probable that she uses her life absorption powers to retain her beauty. The countless shoes that Six trudges through give a good nod to that theory.
Yeah, I
Six
can't remember
eventually
it.
aims
Dude, yeah,
or stumbles
I
upon
love those games.
taking her
I've
powers,
never-
which is
I-
great.
It's kind of
for her,
fucking
because
terrible. This is
Six
what
can
happens
just absorb anyone's
when we have
life force in
parasocial
close
relationships with YouTubers.
A grotesque
Because
duo who works
like, listen,
tirelessly
listen,
to feed
listen,
the passengers
listen,
of the mall.
listen.
The chefs are certainly
Like, when
not
we
the
just end up
prettiest to look
watching,
at,
like,
but it
Jacksepticeye and
seems
stuff like
they
that,
put their blood,
this is
sweat,
what
and
ends up
tears
happening.
into these dishes.
Like, we just get stuck. And we're
Literally.
all like, wait a second.
With
No,
a
I
love of
remember playing
violence
that.
and a feeling
Inside?
for
Is it
meat,
really
The
inside?
twins were born to be chefs. As they shuffle across the cold floor, chopping, mincing, preparing the feast, the twin chefs
Of course, I wasn't
sense
gonna get us
something
anywhere,
makes
Elizabeth.
their
Hold on.
skin itch. A dirty, unwelcome presence.
Yeah.
Vermin will
right.
not be tolerated in the kitchen.
Dude, this
They
fucking
use
shit was
anything from hammers to
terrifying.
cleavers and will not hesitate to turn them on intruders.
It's time to play them.
And really the only difference between the two of these guys
time.
is their faces. One having a wide mouth with a wall-eyed stare, and the other with a puckered mouth and crossed eyes. They seem to have no problem churning out meals for the guests because they're doing a lot of it, and the guests might actually be the meals as well. It is said that after they feast, they leave one way or another. Next, we have another one of my favorites, and maybe the scariest, the Granny. We're not completely sure that she's actually old, but as her name suggests, she certainly looks like it. With a wrinkled face, a saggy neck, and long bony limbs, she really gets around pretty well. She's got a sweet haircut going on too, and other than that, she wears what seems to be a very short muumuu to top it off. She's our first encounter in the DLC Secrets of the Mall, and she is also the only boss that is DLC specific too. She does not talk and keeps isolated down within the depths of the mall. Possibly a lifetime prisoner, left and locked away, and vicious. Her behavior is kind of feral, deranged, and seems driven by food and or capturing our protagonist, the runaway kid. She lives primarily in a large hall that is flooded with water and is mostly underwater until she decides to take a little swipe at our legs and bring us below the surface. And one of the most terrifying parts of this interaction is how she's absolutely impatient. She'll knock you off any of the floating objects you try to rest on by ramming them. Essentially, the background of the Granny is unknown, but judging by the description of the chapter The Depths, she was abandoned to decay and rage. The Craftsman is another adult in the nest. He's only been seen so far in very Little Nightmares, but he reminds me so much of Kamaji from Spirited Away. But maybe not so grandfatherly. The first time we encounter him, we see him washing skin and dragging cages around. It's like he pieces together humans into dolls for the Pretender, who is a childlike resident who seems to be running the nest and enjoys having realistic dolls as playthings. The craftsman, for one reason or another, makes these by utilizing what he's got. Imprisoned children. Go figure. He's an old man who seems wheelchair bound, but that does not slow him down at all. He has extremely long legs and arms with long black fingernails. He doesn't ever use those legs, but they are
made it
twisted
look like a shirt
backwards,
stain.
which is
Jesus.
just so lovely. The best way to deal with him is literally just to sneak around him and hope for the best. I'd say the most iconic and terrifying adult in the nowhere might be this one, the teacher. While she seems to be well versed in teaching many different kinds of subjects, she also seems to utilize the strict type of teaching method, one that makes sure she has you under her thumb the whole time. The Little Nightmares website description of her reads, "Misbehavior will not be tolerated in the teacher's classroom, and nothing escapes her cold, twisted gaze. In her domain, children should be seen and not heard, and if one should be heard, they will never be seen again." So that's nice. With a dead-faced stare and ruler, she prowls the school preparing for her many classes she teaches for the bullies, the not-so-innocent porcelain students of the creepy
Oh,
school.
whoops.
I find her especially wicked because her actual awareness that she scares the children never falters her want to do so. She never talks and wears modest teacher's clothing, but eerily has the ability to stretch every limb in an extreme way. She even famously chases us through vents by ramming her head in and biting animalistically until we get away. One of, if not the most important adult in the nowhere is one that's seldom talked about. The ferryman. He's a giant in a trench coat who speaks through a dripping, sagging face. In the podcast The Sound of Nightmares, Noon describes him as having a presence that reminded her of when the tide went out, the scent of ocean filling a room. He is a shapeshifter, a mind reader, and can even utilize teleportation. Traumatized kids have these nightmares of being trapped in these horrific situations, but wake up from them to return to the normal world. The ferryman's whole job is to hunt down these children and bring them permanently into the nowhere, to cross the threshold. While his mission sounds monstrous, his actions could be reasonable to some.
Alright, I had to use
Unlike
some
most adults
luminance
in the
to get
nowhere,
rid of some,
rather than screaming, biting, and chasing
Ooh,
after
is it?
children when he
It might
spots
be.
them,
I might be
he
able to do
kindly
that. Hold on.
offers
If
his
I
hand
turn that off and turn
holds
this
them
off. Hold
gently,
on.
and honestly maybe to offer the children a space in order to escape the pain of their actual lives.
I can set this to a color.
The
gradient.
world
Hold
of
on.
Little Nightmares would not seem nearly as vast without
And
the
I can
intricacies
do
of the surroundings.
painting.
Your journey
Not
through the
this one.
nowhere introduces you to secondary
I can
adult characters that
change
I think are worth
this.
talking about.
What kind of purple? What kind of purple are you looking
As we
for?
make
A
our way
royal
through
purple?
Little Nightmares 2, we find a school. The teacher is our primary focus, but there was another adult that was cut. The principal was revealed to us through concept art on Bandai Namco's Instagram page, but has since been
If you're
deleted.
looking for a
He
royal
seems to be
purple,
another giant human who is lounging back in his office
should
chair
be
with
good.
3 black snakes. Extensions flowing up
I
and
don't
out of
know
his
how the
body through his
magenta is
eyes
actually
and
going to
forehead.
end up
We have
sitting
no
with
other
it.
information on his backstory, but
We do a magenta
do you think
purple,
these are?
But it all depends on what you want.
also found within the school, but as an Easter egg, is the lunch lady. In a pale blue dress and a white apron, we stumble upon her final resting ground. There was some concept art of a
Oh, yeah.
cafeteria
Okay.
level with,
That fits
Who's
a
that?
little bit better too. So
looks like the lunch lady.
I can make it a little
My
bit
guess
more
is they
bluer.
scrapped the lunch lady and her level because of such similarities the level would have had to the chefs in the previous game.
So if I
In
do-
any case, I think
that's
it's cool
gonna
we were
just
still
burn
able to
color.
find the lunch lady
Jesus.
if we just
Look at
searched
that.
around a little bit.
Sorry, I just had to see it.
The Wax Bellman was a cut character from the first Little Nightmares, but more importantly, one that
darker
was
color, is
featured
that
in
what it
real
does?
life at the Little Nightmares booth at Gamescom 2016.
That's not what I
The
want.
booth had a seemingly innocent mirror that faced out to the guests, but would randomly light up to reveal it had a two-way mirror and this melty man was staring at them. He didn't end up being a huge part of the game, but you can find one of his creepy hiding spots as an Easter egg in a bathroom you come across. You can also see him in the ladies' headquarters in this picture. Because of this, some think he's the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man is another minor character in Little
Actually, you know
Nightmares,
what I
but
can do?
he's one of the
Hold on.
first adults we see in the entire series. We find his long, lanky body in semi-formal attire hanging above a suspiciously small chair. We eventually use that chair to our advantage though. There's not much known about the Hanging Man for certain, but there are some theories that tie him to the Wax Bellman and the nest because of the framed portrait. Could this actually be the Wax Bellman? Some think also maybe the Pretender's father. The chair being so small could also allude to a homicide, and this could all be staged. And the barber was an unused character for Little Nightmares 2, and honestly, I think I'm okay with that because he would have been haunting my actual nightmares for a long time if he was used. Also a humanoid type adult, this guy is wrinkly and pale, has a curly middle part hairstyle, and a giant pair of scissors. While he was cut from the actual game, he is definitely still in the world. We see pictures of him hanging up around the mall, the hunter's cabin, and even the school. Was this barber famous or something? The Little Nightmares universe
Doesn't look
is
right now.
crawling
Okay, hold
with
on.
more than just children. We've seen a ton of adults / monsters along the way, each maybe even more disturbing than the last. From the twin chefs of the mall to the haunting presence of the Thin Man, these characters are not just adversaries, but embodiments of the twisted world within the game. I personally love that through their designs, Little Nightmares was able to help us reflect deeper on the society and inner workings of the Nowhere. As we bid farewell to these haunting figures, let us carry the scenarios, visuals, and potential of each one of them, and hope they're not lurking in the shadows of our own nightmares. Thank you for joining me on this journey through all these adults. I hope you had as much fun as I did learning about all these weirdos. Again, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. It really helps. I do video games, deep dives, and news, and I'll see you next time.
I know it doesn't look right now, but hang tight. We're working. We're cooking. So magenta. It's so fucking magenta. Hello? Thank you.
Do I have to leave the hammer? I don't want to leave the hammer.
What?
I see you in there.
I don't want to watch somebody playing it. I like the fucking lore. Hold on. Planet Jupiter, you are my favorite. Hold on. On the 18th, we might have to come back and watch this. Hold on, playlists. What do you have? I'm glad you trust the artist at least. I don't trust the process anymore, but I do. Sometimes I trust myself, but I don't trust the process anymore. It scares me. It honestly scares me. I'm literally. This is how I DM things most of the time. Until dawn. Oh, that's fire. It's how I DM things. I just kind of like. I say I prepped, but I didn't actually really prep. This is kind of what I want to watch.
Hello. In the horror genre, it's typical to have that trope where the characters gather around a table and explain what the monster is to the audience.
Bring back life form. Priority 1. All other priorities rescinded.
We've all seen it. It's very comfortable. And people, general audiences, when they go to see a movie or sit down to be told a story of any kind, want to be comfortable. So I understand why this is done. If a geode is the mystery, the cool shiny stuff on the inside is the exposition. Every little detail perfectly spelled out.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah. Do you want to do Inside Timeline or Little Nightmares Timeline? I can spell. Yeah. The complete little.
Hey guys, Super Horror Bro, Mike here.
Your voice, I love it, but I can't. I've watched this before. Yeah, we just watched it. I'm fucking stupid. The complete Little Nightmares analysis by Conor McGrath. Wait, hold on.
Howdy, boneheads, and happy Halloween. I know that the sound quality of this part of the video is not going to be good because I'm just doing it off of my phone, but don't worry, it's not going to be that the whole time. If you read the title for this video, then you obviously know what you're about to watch. This is the Little Nightmares supercut.
Does it work? If it works, because he's a McGrath, I'm kind of down for that.
Putting together 3 pretty big video essays for the series.
Wait, what was
of
the
Little
prior
one?
This one?
Hey guys, Super Horror Bro Mike here, and in this video we take a step back and look at the big picture as we attempt to set a timeline to the entire Little Nightmares universe. There have been 3 games in total: Little Nightmares and its DLC, Secrets of the Maw, the mobile spin-off Very Little Nightmares, and a full-fledged sequel, Little Nightmares 2. All of these games are connected, but how? Well, sit back, relax, and get ready for a guide through the events of these games in the order that makes most sense, at least to my mind. In addition to nailing down a rough timeline, this video will aim to contextualize various elements using theories that seem most logical. With all of that said, let us begin at the very start of this nightmarish tale, with the origin story found within Very Little Nightmares. Released as a mobile offshoot back in 2019, Very Little Nightmares was a touchscreen puzzle game with a very different art style. It used hand-drawn visuals to tell the story of a character which at first glance appeared to be our heroine Six. Using this familiar character, players explored an old mansion built atop a tall cliff face in the middle of the ocean, a place known as the Nest. It is eventually revealed that this character is not Six. Her name is simply the girl in the yellow raincoat. A raincoat she eventually loses as she plummets to her death while being chased by a monstrous child known as the Pretender. We can clearly see from her haircut that this girl is not Six. However, Six does feature throughout the game. A fellow prisoner who ends up fleeing the nest alongside the girl in the yellow raincoat and escaping on a raft after her companion met a watery grave. Before the events of Little Nightmares 2, I had assumed Six acquired her iconic yellow raincoat after leaving the shore of the nest aboard her raft and scooping it out of the water, then being picked up by the mysterious boatman character and taken to the moor, or perhaps simply washing up beside it and finding her way inside. This speculation is now proven incorrect. How do we know Little Nightmares 2 takes place in the weeks and months after the story of Very Little Nightmares? Well, there are several reasons to make this connection. If we look at the digital comics, which acts as a precursor to the events of the sequel, we see Six without raincoat and looking as if she just stepped off the raft at the end of the mobile game. She is captured by the Hunter, a haunting sight that her would-be companion Mono witnesses, and seemingly the reason he sets off to free Six at the beginning of Little Nightmares 2. When we finally discover Six, there are several key points of interest found within her prison room. First of all, the music box, an item comforting her during her imprisonment. We see a representation of this music box at the end of the game, Monster Six holding it with extreme importance. In fact, the signal tower uses this box to corrupt and bind her to its spell. Although referenced in the first Little Nightmares game, this scene in Little Nightmares 2 seems to be Six's first introduction to the item and the reason for its hold over her. She connected with it as a coping mechanism during a time of great emotional trauma in her childhood. Also look to the chalk sketches on the walls, presumably the work of Six while being held here. The tally marks are easy enough to explain. They signify a passing of time, maybe days, weeks, or months. Six has, after all, been here for a while. We also see Six has drawn an image of the signal tower. This drawing is almost an exact match for those scenes sketched by the bullies within the schoolhouse. To me, this suggests the signal tower has already begun calling to Six and hypnotizing her with its corrupt transmission, much as we see with the other wretched creatures of this world. In fact, later in the game, as the two adventurers pass by the tower, Six stares up at it as if under a spell. This may well be why she was so easily manipulated, distorted and corrupted while held prisoner within. The tower already held sway over her mental state. But most interesting of all, the sketches are for people we have seen before. People with their faces scratched out, as if to suggest they are now dead. The sketch on the far right represents a person falling. Remember back to the final moments of Very Little Nightmares, the girl in the yellow raincoat who fell to her death at the hands of the Pretender. It seems this sketch represents her. But then, what about the others? Well, for now we must move on. But don't worry, we'll be back to revisit these sketches at the end of this video. You may be asking, what about the yellow raincoat? Why did 6 not have this key item if this game follows on directly from the events of Very Little Nightmares? This is actually fairly easy to speculate on. The main point to bear in mind is that while we see 6 about to leave the shore of the nest aboard the driftwood raft, we never see her collect up the floating raincoat. It is therefore logical to conclude this raincoat took the same tide as 6 and washed up ashore near the Pale City. However, unlike 6, it was not collected up by the hunter, but rather a denizen of the city itself. Eventually, its wearer was either taken by the signal tower, once again leaving the coat behind, or it was simply discarded. After all, these city streets are full of discarded junk at every turn. This is why 6 finds it far from shore, yet looks on it as if it holds some connection to her previously, reminding her of the child who helped her escape not too long ago. One more thing that really connects 6 to the events of Very Little Nightmares preceding this game can be seen by her uncomfortable demeanour while riding the floating door across the river mouth here. It makes sense when we remember she had recently escaped a traumatic experience within the nest using the exact same means, an escape method which led to her capture by the hunter. Skipping to the end of the adventure, 6 is taken by Thin Man and imprisoned once again, this time within the walls of the signal tower itself. Here, its distorted signal twists and corrupts 6 in ways all too familiar to anyone who has encountered monsters such as Roger the Janitor. The signal tower uses Thin Man's power to warp and distort reality, which ravages the world and does exactly the same to poor 6. More importantly, it pulls from her memories to create a prison for her. While examining the items found within this room, many look eerily familiar. Again, we will revisit this concept at the end of this video. Mono eventually manages to cure 6 by destroying the music box, an item, as stated before, which binds her to this monstrous form. This leads to the signal tower revealing its true form, a living mass of flesh made up from the bodies of those it consumes. While escaping, Mono drops behind 6 and she grabs his hand to prevent him falling, but decides in a cruel turn of events to let her friend fall. Most likely because she senses the darkness calling him from within, and has witnessed Mono's dangerous powers, which she feels threatened by. Of course, 6 unwittingly dooms the world by doing this. Mono is imprisoned by the signal tower and his powers used to distort and warp the world throughout space and time. This creates a time paradox where Mono has always been Thin Man and so calls out to his past self so he may be freed from this prison within the tower and finally have a chance to break the cycle, saving the world and its inhabitants from this terrible fate. 6 leaves the signal tower, but part of her now belongs to it. As seen with the glitching remains of the ghost children we find throughout Little Nightmares 2, her connection to Mono and the tower separates 6's soul from her body. Now incomplete, the loss of 6's soul leaves a great empty void, a void which must be satisfied. This is the birth of 6's hunger, a hunger we contend with throughout the very first Little Nightmares game. Confirming Little Nightmares 2 is indeed the second game in the timeline and a prequel to the events of the original. We also note that 6's spirit energy looks down at a poster of the Maw, suggesting the TV6 exits the tower through is either aboard the Maw or she is given the idea to head there in order to gain access to the power she needs to be cured. Powers she eventually procures from Sorceress the Lady.
Takes the blue hue
With this
out of it?
information in hand, the first game is pretty self-explanatory. It is the third in the timeline, continuing 6's story as her hunger begins to destroy her from within. The ending of Little Nightmares 2 also sheds light on a possible explanation for the shadowy figure of 6 that watches over her each time she feasts. This is the half of her lost after escaping the signal tower. This hunger requires soul
Makes it
energy
more of
to
that
properly
pure
quench
color
its
I'm
thirst,
looking for.
replacing elements of the soul Six herself has lost. This explains why, in a cruel
So-
twist of fate, Six eats the gnome child and not the sausage it offers
yeah,
up
I'm
to
kinda
her.
down for that.
It also explains
look at
why,
all
upon
this,
killing the
just
lady
this-
and
just this
consuming
thing, it
her
looks like
dark
fucking child
magic,
made it.
Six then uses said power to drain the life force from
Let's see
everyone else
if I
aboard
do
for
this.
more. She has become a monster
this like
herself,
that.
a monster with a never-ending hunger, sucking the life from
I don't
anything
even
that
want it
stands
to
in
be
her
that dark.
way. So, let's tie up some loose ends and wrap up this video.
But-
Returning to Six's chalk drawings in the hunter's house, and things suddenly
it probably
click.
looks fine from a
Starting at the
distance,
signal
but
tower
close by,
and
it
working
looks
backwards
fucking
reveals
awful,
our
but I
timeline.
just wanna see.
It shows past and future, but not yet present. To explain, look to the far right, and we see events as they happen before Little Nightmares 2. The death of the girl in the yellow raincoat as she plunged to a watery grave. Then we see tally marks representing a passage of time. These lead to
I
an
appreciate
empty
that.
gap.
I do.
But why is this empty? Well, because it marks the current period of time for which the
I'm mucking
outcome
about
is
quite a
not
bit.
yet determined.
I'm mucking around,
But
that's
perhaps
really what it
this
comes
could
down
be filled
to.
in with
Wait, I
mono,
just realized
like
something.
so.
Hold on. Let's get rid of that.
Moving on, we see another passing of time and then a drawing of the runaway boy and his gnome. This was the character found in the DLC Secrets of the Moor, which ran in sync with the events of Six's adventure in the original game. Another character who died by Six's hand as seen earlier in the video. Finally, another shorter passage of time and the death of the lady. This brings us bang up to date with the story of Little Nightmares as we know it, and everything ties in to that image at the back of this room, the signal tower itself. What's interesting about the placement of the signal tower drawing is how it's sketched upon a different wall surface. To me, this makes sense as the signal tower exists on a separate plane of existence within time and space, a dimension where time is fluid and past, present and future are as one. This explains why we see items from Six's past and future within this same room. Take for example her suitcase from the moor. It doesn't exist in her memories as of the story of Little Nightmares 2, but can still appear in her prison within the tower due to its ability to draw from events still to occur. Look to these portraits for example, and again we see a timeline represented right to left. At the far right we see Six as a child, cowering in her raincoat. Then, in the centre, an image representing the lady, her face scratched away to represent her demise. On the left we see a horrifying face, but one that seems familiar in a way. It looks similar to that of a granny found in the depths of a moor. I had theorised previously that this granny is what would eventually become of the lady as her powers ravaged her body over time. The pretender from Very Little Nightmares, the next in line to take the lady's place after she herself took the place of the previous granny. Again, it's all one big cycle. It seems as Six consumed the lady's power, she may be in for a similar fate, to become disfigured and monstrous over time. This portrait showing Six in the future. Perhaps if Little Nightmares 3 does happen, we will witness this horrifying transformation, unless Mono finds a way to escape his Thin Man fate and break the time paradox that is. One question remains. How is Six able to draw from memories of her future? Memories she shouldn't yet have access to. Well, if we think about the names Six and Mono and what they represent in literal terms, we can jump to some logical conclusions. Mono means one, only, or single. This makes sense as the origin of this terrifying world falls to Mono and his fate as Thin Man within the signal tower. There is only one Mono, and he is the ground zero event which triggers everything before and after. While running toward the door Thin Man is trapped behind, if we pay close attention we can see the number 6. This suggests that this door is number 6, and therefore the 6th cycle within this paradox. If so, then 6 has her name due to being the catalyst for this particular cycle. She triggers the events that doom this world each time when handing over Mono to the signal tower's control. If this theory is correct, then 6 is simply the 6th of her kind, with 5 prior versions existing in different failed timelines. So, with this concept in mind, we can conclude Six may retain faint memories of her 5 prior incarnations. Of course, this is a stretch, but it is the only way the rest of this theory makes sense, and why else feature the number 6 on the door here, and use such numerical terms for both protagonists. Either way, that head-scratching conundrum brings us to the end of this video looking at the timeline of the Little Nightmares universe. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror-related content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.
That's what kind of made that start looking better. So now what I have to do? I have to create a shadow. Yeah, airbrushing. I kind of want it to be there. I don't really want it to be black. No, I don't want it there. I want this here.
Nightmares. The shadows that dance along and trace the corners of our minds. The mystery and meaning of them have eluded humanity since time immemorial, but in the world of Little Nightmares, nightmares aren't just a figment of imagination. They are a gateway to truly unspeakable horrors. Within the nowhere, many sleeping children have lost their way, crossed the threshold, and even had their innocence taken from them in moments of desperation. It's here, in the nowhere, amidst the twisted corridors, the circling cities, and the deepest oceans that we encounter these brave souls. Their names lost to the whispers of shadows, but their stories no less important. So, I wanted to do a deep dive on each of these innocent, wandering children to see what drives them forth. Join me as we dive into the characteristics and lore of every child we know of that has wandered the nowhere.
That's not what I want.
Our first young wanderer is Alone, which is kind of ironic because we've only known her as having a companion thus far. Also known as the girl with the pigtails, Alone wears a little lime-colored hazmat suit that covers her whole body, but leaves her hands and bare feet exposed. It's got 2 little brass buttons at the top and a leather belt strapped across her torso that she holsters a giant wrench in when she's not using it as a weapon or tool. Obviously not much is known about her because she's one of the newest introductions to the Little Nightmares world, but we can draw a lot from just her physicality. She's quiet, like many other kids out in the nowhere. She seems to be compassionate toward other kids, and in an interview with the producer of Little Nightmares 3, she said, Alone is a curious, incurable tinkerer who can't help following the secrets of the spiral to their source. The girl with the braids was introduced in the 3rd issue of the Little Nightmares digital comic series right before Little Nightmares 2 was released.
Dude.
She's a pale-skinned girl with long red hair into 2
really
braids
got into
and
this.
blunt bangs in front. She's introduced wearing a knee-length nightgown with a blood stain on the front due to her constantly bloody nose.
Oh my god.
When we first see the girl with the braids,
That was worth
she's
it.
digging profusely at the floor of what seems to be a cell. She uses her hands at first, but a blue light shines from under the door, and a spoon is slid under the gap. She uses that spoon to dig, but it eventually breaks, and yet another spoon is slid into her cell by the blue light. This happens like clockwork, and we see she starts a tally of how many spoons were given to her. She eventually digs down and back up, hoping to be free. But eerily, she digs right back up from the hole she started in the cell. As she looks around, the door surprisingly creaks open, and she creeps out.
But no.
We see the doctor leaning behind her up on the ceiling as if he was waiting for her. It is worth mentioning, as the girl digs a deep enough hole to enter, a dark figure can be seen watching her from the ceiling. It's speculated the dark figure hanging from the ceiling is actually the doctor, who has been secretly slipping her spoons under the door in order to observe her pointless efforts
save
to escape.
files, save image. Whoo! Alright. Okay,
Noon
I think
is the main protagonist of the podcast, The Sounds of Nightmares.
I think.
We never see Noon,
It's not gonna
except
be
in the cover art.
perfect.
but
It's
it's,
not gonna be
still
perfect,
assumed that
but
it's her.
it's gonna be
Noon,
good
also
enough.
known as Ruth, is a patient in
And
the
this
County
is-
Psychiatric Institute. She
this
has
is all
lived a
I
rather
want.
lonely and troubled life. No
from-
friends, and timid in nature, Noon was the main target of
the
bullying and
info,
ridicule
alright.
at school. They gave her a
This
nickname she would
photos,
eventually reclaim as her
purple
own.
ad.
No one.
If you're
Noon
happy,
fell ill
I'm
with
happy.
water sickness. It made her frail,
Alright,
and
let's
the
refresh
mortality
this
rate of this
because
said
World
disease
Anvil's
was
gonna have a
apparently very
fit.
high, but she became a primary subject for a new treatment,
we can go
one that would be the cure for this dangerous water sickness. After Noon was cured, she was thrown into the spotlight. Appearing on television regularly, this new fame started to change her life, and she became famous for the cure. The kids at school even treated her nicer, but although she was cured, she still felt something inside her body. Noon had no one to trust, so she kept this information to herself until she started having these truly terrible nightmares. She was admitted to the County Psychiatric Institute, where she was assigned treatment by a counselor named
Can I not
Otto.
change it now? Oh my god, am I gonna have to email it to Anthem? Yep, I'm gonna have to email it to
Ethan is a minor character that also has only appeared in the
'Cause I
Little
think
Nightmares
only you can edit
podcast.
it now.
In the
Party
6th and
summary.
final chapter, after Noon has disappeared and Otto, the
I still don't know
counselor,
how to
is
use
cleaning the mess in
this.
his office, Ethan startles him with the opening of his office door. Otto realizes Ethan is sleepwalking. There's no description or voice for Ethan, but he was a patient of the ward who should not be out of his room. But through his sleepwalking, he had been led to Otto's office. The counselor concludes this is a new development in Ethan, a new symptom. With Noon out of the picture entirely, this is an answer to Otto's prayers. Ethan will be his new experiment in finding a path to the nowhere. He invites the boy into his office and tells him how the two of them will dream over and over again, until they both sleep again. Lo is our second protagonist, also introduced in Little Nightmares 3. He's a short and thin boy whose upper face is hidden by a white raven mask. One eye is bigger than the
It would
other,
help
which
if I sent
fits
it.
because he's an archer. Maybe it's
But-
for aiming purposes. He's got tattered shorts, a tan shirt, and a rope for a belt. He has his left arm wrapped, and he sports a blue cape with a beaded neon red and blue bracelet around one of his ankles. All that is known about Lo comes from the same interview with the producer of Little Nightmares 3. He's said to be obsessed with reaching a mythical place where he believes he will find a gateway leading home. He's lived in the spiral for many years and has never lost hope in finding a way home.
Nice.
He seems to have all the abilities of other protagonists in other games, but with the addition of mirror transportation.
Yes!
Lo can travel long distances
I
to
am
mirrors,
sorry to say,
similar to Mono and
but
TV.
I will not be
Also,
doing a
in
full
trailers,
person edit
gameplay,
on
and
that because I
screenshots,
got really
Lo
into
can
that.
sometimes be
I was
seen
all like,
looking
no,
at
it's
a
gonna
piece
be
of
perfect.
paper.
Do you know how many layers I have to that? Holy
map.
fucking shit, I have so many layers in that one. Hold on. Dude.
Mono, our
the
favorite,
fuck?
or not so favorite protagonist in Little Nightmares
What if I had
2,
the shine?
is a small boy with a mysteriously big past.
The shine's
In
kinda
terms of his looks, though,
interesting to have.
he's instantly recognizable. I mean, he is the only one that wears a paper bag over his head. His slightly oversized trench coat with big
Ooh,
buttons
that's really
flows behind
interesting,
him
actually.
and
The
gives him a
shine-
certain
the
kind of
shine's kinda
scrappy
fucking
look.
fire.
Mono
I don't know if
rarely
you can see
speaks,
the
but when he
shine,
does,
but
it's in
ah,
short phrases. We play as Mono throughout
shine
Little
here.
Nightmares 2,
I
and
have
quite
like a
often see his
like if
determination
somebody's
to
smiling.
never give up. His official description indicates that the character is
Dude.
quite purposeful and
Hold on.
stubborn
Now we
in
gotta
achieving
export
his
this
goals.
one 'cause the shine,
and
bro.
although I'd say he's shown to be noble, confident, and well-meaning,
But that also means,
he
hold
does
on.
not hesitate to kill
I have
any
that.
foes who
Wait,
intend to
hold
hurt
on.
him.
See, now I'm
or his
gonna go back into
companions.
it, and I'm gonna fucking do
As
more,
noted before,
and I
he
shouldn't
has
be
the
fucking
ability
touching
to
it.
travel through
And I'm fucking
television,
tired,
but
my
only if the
brain's
link TVs
dying.
are turned on.
Hold on.
Mono, through a surprising sequence of events, is revealed to be the Thin Man, one of the main villains in the game who controls the whole Pale City through hypnotizing
Free
television
shines,
signals.
bro. Look at that.
I know there's many theories about Mono,
Shiny
but
as
the most
fuck.
popular one, I'd say, is that the Thin Man and Mono exist in a time paradox, similar to Six and the Lady. But
Hold
there
on.
are some points that could be said against this theory. The writer
No,
of
that's
Little
too much.
Nightmares
Hold
neither
on.
confirms nor denies whether the Thin Man is the predecessor of Mono or if they are the same individual.
Look at that. There's the
He
clerical
simply
energy.
states
Wait, hold on.
it's all of that.
Wait, hold on.
Possibly the cutest creatures in all of Little Nightmares, gnomes inhabit a large amount of the nowhere. They've
Can't
been
really
seen
see
in
it on the
almost
stream,
every bit
but
of Little Nightmares content out
we have
there.
little clerical
Look the
colors.
same. Small, humanoid
we're there.
creatures with thin white skin and heads.
We're exporting
or
that one
pads
too, just in
that
case.
look like mushroom cats.
Select
They have large
this
feet,
one
but they
and
scramble
share
across the ground
and
impressively
JPEG
fast.
and yeah.
And finally,
Yeah,
gnomes don't talk, but they give out these
That's a profile
little
picture
croaks.
if I've ever seen it.
So where do they come from? They seldom come in contact with anyone else besides their gnome brethren, but when they do, it's usually bad news. We learn firsthand how
Yeah,
gnomes
it's so
come to be
bedtime.
in the
Oh my
Little
God, it's
Nightmares
11:30 and I'm
DLC
fucking
Secrets
dying.
of the Mall.
Oh my God. Oh, my whole brain went
6.
6 million
Not to be
miles
confused
in one
with the girl in the
direction,
yellow
and I fucking
raincoat,
like was
is
so
the
ready.
protagonist in almost every
Jesus,
Little
I'm gonna play
Nightmares
Little
game
Nightmares
we've played
next. I
thus
think
far.
that's what I'm gonna do.
6 is the first character we also ever see in this
I
strange
want a
world.
yellow rain jacket.
We
That's
immediately
what I want.
notice she's much smaller than the adult
All I can
characters in
think
this
of is
world,
the principal
being
though,
barely
too.
a
Like
third
my
of
brain
their
got
height.
like so
She's
fucking
extremely small
honed in on the
nevertheless,
principal
and
while I
she
was
wears
doing
a
that. I was
bright
like, what
yellow
about the principal?
raincoat.
What more? And then he
Underneath
went
that
through
hood
it all,
she
and I was
usually
like,
keeps up is a messy
come on,
black
dude.
bob haircut with
Like
long
the
bangs.
fuck?
Chronologically,
Well, thank you, my good
the
sir.
first time she's in the story,
Thank you
she
for
actually doesn't even
a
have a
hen and
raincoat.
out.
But when it's found,
And a
she seems to have a
chinchillin.
serious connection to it.
There we go.
Other than her raincoat,
There
her
we are.
only possession is a Zippo
Life is
lighter.
chill. All right. Thank you so
Now,
much
little
for
is
chilling.
known
I
about
appreciate
Six's
that. That
past
was so
before
much
the
fun.
video
I
games
really
and comics
appreciated
events,
that. This is
but
what I need.
she
I just need to
refrains from
stream
talking about
doing
her
this because
past
like
on
I need a
purpose.
body double.
It has
I
been
need to
stated
do
by the
people,
creators
otherwise I'm
that she
gonna lose my
belongs
shit.
elsewhere, implying that
It's
she
really
used to
fun to
live
do with
somewhere
people.
else before the events in the games and comics.
It was
She
all for
has
the
an
hair. It was
insatiable
all for the
hunger.
hair.
This endless desire for
It was
food
all
starts
for
after
that
the
hot
Thin
hair.
Man kidnaps her. He
All
pulls
right,
her out
sir.
of a room Mono is hiding in,
Thank you for the
only
chit
leaving
chat.
glitching remains,
I had
or
enjoyed
what
that.
we now call Dark
It was
Six.
talk to you
After
soon,
some
sir. I'll see
unfortunate
you on
events,
Wednesday. The campaign.
that same Dark Six leads her physical
Buenas
counterpart
noches.
to the mall.